Hey, it's day 17. Wow, yesterday was rough. That was probably one of the worst fevers that I've ever experienced. It was from about 11 o'clock till 4. I think maybe 3 or 4 o'clock is when it broke, when I was finally able to sweat it out. But today, slowly recovering. Yeah, what a crazy turn of events that was. I hardly get sick. I rarely get sick. It came on pretty quick. Started feeling my glands swollen, and then by the end of the night, I had a pretty bad fever, and I wasn't sure how bad it was going to get, but it got pretty bad. But 24 hours later, I gotta say I'm doing pretty good, and happy for that. And as I mentioned in the previous video, the only thing that I could do was deep breathing, abdominal breathing, and that was regular abdominal breathing. And my friend Amy was asking me about reverse abdominal breathing, which I haven't gotten into yet, and some of you guys have experience with that. Reverse abdominal breathing, and that's actually something that when we do martial arts we incorporate, and it also boosts the immune system. So it's something that I should have done, and it's something that I did incorporate, and I actually did do it along with some other things to try to boost my immune system, like I did a cold shower, but it's hard to say, what helped, what didn't, what caused the fever. It was a great opportunity for me to practice my deep breathing. That's really, and there was another outcome that came of it. Because my practice is so directed inward, there's a lot of introspection. There was a lot of observation I was able to do while my body was going through this whole process. When it started to heat up, when my body started to use the food to fight whatever it was fighting, when all of this blood was just kind of rushing out of my core, out of my center, to fight off in my body and build this heat that was going to burn whatever was in there. The feeling of that not in the fever as in heat, but in the feeling of the energy that was all needed, and that was all combined to fight that illness that I was fighting. It was quite amazing, actually, when I think about it, and as I was going through it. All right, well, I'm gonna go back in. Today I'm just going to go back to the basics. I am feeling, somewhat weak. What I could do is go to more of a storing, it's interesting. I could go to more of a storing. Actually, what I should do, because it's still cold, is I should try to boost my immune system. This has to do with your guardian chi. If you're trying to boost your immune system, it has to do with your girdle vessel. It has to do with the core. If your core is intact and it's strong and healthy, your immune system will be strong and healthy. Your guardian chi, also referred to as aura, will be strong and healthy. If for some reason, there's a lot of reasons why this would come down. If this energy comes down, you're susceptible. You're susceptible to illness, to disease, even to negative energy. If you have a strong guardian chi, though, you can sort of bounce things off. Things cannot penetrate. So Amy asked about reverse abdominal breathing. So let's do some reverse abdominal breathing. How is it different from regular abdominal breathing? Well, if we go into regular abdominal breathing, let's start off with that. Let's do 3 deep breaths of regular abdominal breathing. Because I always want to start from a relaxed state. If I'm able to relax, then I'm able to be centered. And I always want to start from a centered state. So I got my posture. And now, so if we look at regular abdominal breathing, when I inhale, my abdomen expands. And when I exhale, the abdomen contracts. We're going to do the reverse of that. So when I inhale, I contract. And when I exhale, I expand. Inhale, contract. Exhale, expand. Inhale, contract. Exhale, expand. So there are a number of ways we can look at reverse abdominal breathing. There are a number of contexts, situations that reverse abdominal breathing is useful. For martial arts, it's highly useful. An extreme yang form, yang manifestation of reverse abdominal breathing is the ha sound, also the ki sound, which a lot of people have seen and heard in martial arts, the yell. That's reverse abdominal breathing. My teacher, Dr. Yang, he goes into extensive detail about reverse abdominal breathing. For this case, what we're doing today is utilizing reverse abdominal breathing to expand my guardian chi. So what we're forced to do is really look into Qigong theory and look at our own Qigong practice and see how effective and how useful it is. You know, the more that you can connect to your energy body, the better you'll be able to feel what is going on, how things are affected. For example, this technique, how effective is it for you? A lot of people know about full body breathing. When you get a sense of your own body and it's connected to your breath and you can breathe with the full body feeling, you can expand upon that and expand literally your sense of feeling, and ultimately your guardian chi expands with that as well. So there's also a element of the mental factor in that your attention and your intention needs to be outside of you, past the boundary of your skin. So the more that you have this feeling and intention to push past, that gives an idea of where the chi can go, where your energy can go. In Qigong theory, we say where the mind goes, the chi follows. So in this case, well, in these cases, leading the chi with the mind, you can't, with the energy, you can't force it. You can't push it. You can try, but it's not an efficient practice. So what has to happen is your mind slowly coaxes and guides the chi to where you would like it to go. And like I said, this is all dependent on your ability to feel. That's why sensitivity, building the feeling, the language of feeling is so important. And Dr. Yang talks about this all the time, the language of feeling, which is all centered around your nerves. Your nerves connect you to feeling. And we use this all the time. We always have a sense of feeling of what's going on in our body. We know when we're hungry. We know when we need to use the restroom, when we're thirsty, when we're tired, low on energy. But the key is, how deep can you develop this relationship of feeling? To have these subtle feelings and know when an illness is about to come. Know when the illness is subsiding and leaving the body. Know when your energy is low and what to do to boost it. Or if your energy is too high, what to do to release it. So that's what, and that comes back down to the sitting practice. The sitting practice, what we're doing is building that language of feeling. So that's why getting sick, it wasn't really a bad thing for me. I knew that it was just going to be temporary. I knew it would pass. And the interesting thing is that it allowed me to observe and develop my sense of feeling even more. Because when you're trying to do energy work, you always get these small hints, and you say, is it this or is it that? What if I do this or what if I do that? When I was sick, it's not about me engaging my energy body. No, the body has to go to work. It's going to do what it's going to do to repair itself, to rehabilitate itself. And so all of these things have to happen, and it has nothing to do with your mind and your energy and your power and your will, but the body goes to work. If it's healthy, it's going to go to work, and the healthier it is, the more efficient it will work. I feel like I'm pretty healthy, so my body worked efficiently in less, about 24 hours, killed that fever, whatever that bug was. But like I said, going back to my point, the observation of the feeling of fever and the feeling of energy moving to fight this illness all in my body, the antibodies that were created in the blood flowing, just all such amazing stuff to observe, and so much information and data to use and process in trying to build that language of feeling. So there's always opportunities, and I hope this makes sense to you. And we're getting a little bit off track of the sitting practice, but if we could connect it back to the sitting practice, it would come back to the language of feeling, the sensitivity. All right, well, I'm going to stop it there, and I'll be back tomorrow for day 18. We're almost up to 20. I'll see you guys. Hope you're doing better than I am. Take care.